I was muted the whole time. Sorry. Anyway, so when I was working at the Museum of Ice Cream, basically, I had this book, and this was available. And so yeah, like I said, I had a sketch binder, and it was a sketch binder, put everything in. Totally forgot I was muted. But I put a paint marker on it. And yep, spine, blue, current political movement, as I said. But anyway, that's the back. It looks pretty nice. And okay, so let's start out. July 25th to November 25th. November 25 to July 25 to November 25. Probably, yeah. That's my name. That's my drawing. And that's a little sketch. What I usually did during this period was that I would just, I would just draw whatever empty space I had. What I usually do with sketchbooks that I don't have, when I've had beforehand, was I would use pre-existing sketchbooks that I have in my storage, and I would draw on them. So what I did is that this was an existing drawing. I drew over it, and I fixed it a little bit, and this is what it looks like. So a couple of these little guys over here. This will be the concurrence style that I would have. It would be like a big nose, and then like, a mouth. It's kind of like that. So this book is falling apart. This was my sister's drawing that I kind of drew over, like I said. I got so bored that I started drawing on the side pages. Like sometimes there'll be quick sketches, sometimes there'll be like thought of sketches. Pretty neat. Then I would have this little cartoon character. That was quickly sketched up and then highlighted. More stuff that was drew beforehand that I kind of fixed. Like I said, with most of my sketchbooks, they're usually unfinished drawings that I finished in my current style. And yeah, I would draw over it if I had enough room. This is Posca marker, as well as some like gray tone markers, and the red marker I got from my work. More drawings on the side pages, and then there's some more red marker. What I would do with a lot of drawings in this book is that I would take red marker and put it over like blue marker. I would overlay certain markers, like this one, this one. A lot of things aren't penciling this because I went over everything in marker into a pen, and this is a bit. I think this is the only drawing that I didn't go over pencil, and maybe the other ones, but yeah. There's another drawing that was originally from the original drawings. As you can see, I just drew random faces if I didn't have enough room. It makes it look chaotic. It really looks chaotic. Yeah, this was like a candle, like an owl person, and I made it like a candle holder. Like the swirls, I'm really good at swirls. This was a collage drawing, or not collage, collage. It was kind of like just a bunch of swirls. Like marker, going over with different markers, like drawing over things, And then we had some more marker. This was originally pencil that I went over with marker. Some are traced, that I traced over. Some I basically drew alongside like that. Just quickly going over these pages. And then sometimes I would color things in with certain markers. Like I would color this in, I would put marker over here. These smaller markers, if you see a lot of blue marker, I had 2 blue markers, and also I would go to different pages that had blank spaces in them, and I would just draw as whatever I wanted. So yeah, you have that. Here's like one of the only pencil drawings that I kept. If there's a pencil drawing that wasn't too light or it wasn't like crazy, like crazy light or whatever, I kept them in. And then some pen, marker, whatever I could find, like sky blue marker. This was another drawing from my sister that I kind of like went over and drew whatever. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. This was another drawing I went over. It's basically just a bunch of characters, and I started adding squiggly lines so I could see it, like, so I can have room where, like, I don't, like, draw another character in this. Next one, another drawing from my sister. This time I didn't really touch it, I just drew a lot of characters on this. Basically, I just filled as much room as I could, so I could get, like, a good amount in it. This was a pencil drawing that I went over. Took me a while to go over it, but it went over it anyway. Got this drawing. A lot of Posca marker and pen. And if you see, like, depending on the nose shape, it's either they either go fast or go fast or slow on them. But so far I've been doing marker. Here's an example of marker going over each other, overlay. I used pen, and I used different types of markers with these type of eyes. You can see through, because speaking of which, I had a thick Sharpie that I used for a while, and that's what I used for this character. But anyway, a lot of blue marker. Nothing to say here. It's basically the same as other pages. And then we got this. This was a drawing previously in the thing that I couldn't fix, so I just like drew over it. Got a lot of marker, more marker stuff. Colored in some of this to make it look nice. No, it doesn't really look nice. There's a character on the side here. Continue with the page. This was a drawing that was originally in this. Marker overlay. And whatever mistakes I had, if I had a character or otherwise, like this looked like a bunny, I would like draw over it and make it a new character. There's another cat face that was originally in these 3 characters were originally there. But basically it was a battleground, just drawing whatever I could. And then I would have scribbles. Whatever scribbles I had, because there were some pages where I tested markers, whether it was out of MOIC or it was out of my pocket, or out of my little utensils. So basically I just drew a character over it, just to save room, and went over with several different types of markers, pen, pencil, whatever. Here's another page, and this might look weird, mainly because it is, so I had a bunch of crayons from when I went to the hospital, and it was basically, I melted them all together and I made like a big chunk of them and I just drew on them. We got a comment. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check my phone for a sec. So we just got a comment. Let me go through my flipping TikTok. We've got a comment. We got chat rate. But anyway, as I pull this up, we got one person watching. That's cool. Hi. Nice drawing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alright. But anyway, so basically we've got different markers, and basically this was like an amalgamation of a bunch of crayons, and get off the stream so I'm not the only viewer. This is just amalgamation of crayons, and I just drew something on it. We got an alien. I used a lot of Posca marker for what I have for Posca markers. This is more scribbles, like I said. Some pages I'll just draw things that are not my character. Like for example, I'll draw dandelion fuzz or whatever. Things that are not particularly OCs, but I just drew them anyway. With an amalgamation crayon thing. A lot of fast drawing here, and overlay, like I said. And then we have some red marker. This was I did it with the original red pencil I have at work, and then I went over it with the red marker. Then I started styling with hair a lot of birds. Oh wait, look, I predicted the bird name. And then I have a bunch of faces. We have also characters that I drew over afterwards. Like, you got these chins, you got these beautiful chins. And then you have pencil, and then you have marker, and then you have... Sometimes I would stylize them on the page, and I'd have them longer, or shorter, or whatever. And then these two guys, I gave them a chin bone, or whatever, jawline afterwards. And, yeah. Next, speaking of which, I tested a lot of markers at my work. It was basically and then I just drew a face over it, a lot more overlay, a lot more overlay, a lot more drawing over, basically just filling the pages as I could. Next page, oh yeah, this is a mess. I just drew whatever I could. One day I was really bored and I just filled in all the blank space I could, which is kind of like a critique of mine of this sketchbook, is that like I was really bored some days and I just like drew over whatever page I could find, any blank space, and it just got really, really, really just like crowded. And then with the amalgamation crayons, I basically just drew over them. Yeah. There's a character, like I said. There were some pages where I just drew nothing. I drew absolutely no OCs. I just drew like stars, just to fill blank space. The lines, for example. But if you see, this one is like a character that I drew in a star. So yeah, I usually do that. It's like a mix between 5-star and like the Star of David. Basically stuff like that. We got some pencil. We got some more pencil drawings that I kept. A lot of marker. Drew a kind of... there was an amalgamation crayon here. That's what I'm going to call it for now. Amalgamation crayon. We got some blue pen, or blue marker, sorry. There's a particular blue marker that I have that actually works really well. If you ever know me, I absolutely love blue markers or ultra fine markers. I love those to death, and yeah. More overlay, nothing particular on this page. Just a lot of sketches and stuff. This one, let me see if there's anything particular in this page. I used a lot of black marker, and yeah, then I started using pink pastas. Whatever pink marker I can find, I usually use. I think this was a highlighter. I forgot what it was, but it was something, and I went over it several times. Usually the big drawings will have we'll go over with several type of markers, because I usually see them, and two, it just kind of like adds balance. And if it's a certain color on the page, you can kind of direct it to. And here's a certain type of drawing that I did, which was to have like red marker, and I would put black lines over them, and it actually looks really nice. With amalgamation crayon, red pencil, just a lot, honestly. Next page, another drawing that was kind of that was overlaid, or not overlaid, but yeah, underlined, whatever. More drawings, a lot of fast, and then I would use, I think during the last pages, a little hint about that. A lot of the last pages will have my gel marker, or gel pen, which is like a G4. Those are really good to draw with, by the way, because they're very smooth, and they're very nice to use. But yeah, I just started, I think certain pages I started drawing with that type of marker, because I just got bored. Here's another page. Look at this dude with the big hair. Yeah. That's a big thing with my drawings in this sketchbook, and as well as other sketchbooks. I love hair. I love drawing hair. A lot of these are like face shots, not really specifically full body drawings. The sketchbook that I'm using currently, that I am using right now, is a full body drawing, as well as a headshot type of drawing. But yeah, a lot of hair, a lot of stuff. This page is a little blank. This is the page that I didn't really do anything on. It was more of like, hey, let me just draw two characters, and that's what I did. There's the amalgamation crayon that I talked about, and then the red marker. So far we have the amalgamation crayon and the red pen that I got for my work. Same here, it's just a lot of red marker. I think the next pages are going to be like a mix of a couple of characters along, and not really like crowded. I would use different pages to draw on, because I was either bored or I wanted to fill the sketchbook in, but I just drew whatever I could on these couple next pages. And so yeah, we got this. We got an overlay of Posca and marker, which actually, look at that. That actually looks really nice. And then the black, the cheap black markers. And pen again. Yeah, actually really nice. I need to stop saying actually. It's a really good use. Anyway, this is another barren page. It's basically just 3 characters. One big one in the middle. A lot of overlay, like I said, with the big ones. Not overlay. Multiple colors, I should say. There's multiple colors. Next we have, I think this is the only full body I did, or one of the only full bodies I did. And it wasn't even a full body, it was literally just cut off at the knee. But yeah, so I drew this with the red pencil at my work, and I used black marker to fill this in. Amalgamation crayon, and then pink. So yeah. Here's more characters. Oh, stop blocking. This was just a black page, literally nothing on it, just black. Except this green guy, which I probably drew in post because I was filling the pages. But yeah, you got a black marker everywhere, stuff like that. Then we got these. Yeah, just drawing in things. Sometimes I'll draw really weird characters and draw things afterwards. Sometimes I'll go over them. I think I really went crazy with this page. This one, amalgamation crayon, pencil, blue marker, this guy with the butt chin, whatever you call it. Yeah, so I drew a lot of characters. In this sketchbook, I drew a lot of characters with like different styles. When I mean styles, I mean like one's got a mustache, the other one's got a unibrow, and the other one's got a buck chin, whatever. He might have a cap. She might have like some eyebrows or whatever. I just drew a lot of different characters with different types of noses, like you see in the previous page. I drew one with a large nose. Sometimes I drew them with like a tiny little, like minuscule nose, depending on my abstract abilities. Next, we got a really big one. This was more of like, so most of these pages will have like a big drawing that I originally draw in at first, and then I would just fill in anything extra afterwards. So like this one, I had an amalgamation crayon with green, and then there's just this character that I added in. Looks pretty nice. And so I just added those two in. Next page, a lot of Posca marker. We got a lot of Posca marker. It's really nice. Blue, yeah. I'm running out of space. Breathe. Let's drink some coffee. I need that. Sometimes you just need to take a break, because you've been going on for like 20 minutes, and you just need some time. But yeah, we got that. And then this was kind of like a page that I didn't really like. It's just, yeah, because I tried to do two characters at once, and it didn't really go out well. Like you could see one eye, like 4 eyes here. You got a mouth. You got like a nose. And like I went over a character, and you got whatever this is. I think that's a character, but it looks so like smushed. So, and then I drew a character on its head. And then, like I said, there's another full body. I actually kind of like this full body. I think out of the minority of full bodies that I had in this drawing, I think this one is a really good one. And it was really, really good. And then I had this blue guy. He's really nice. And another large drawing, and then I drew this guy on top. As you can see, if I don't know if I've ever posted these on Instagram or on TikTok, but I would do scribble drawings, which is basically I would take a pencil, I would like blindly look at it, scribble around, just fill around the paper, and then what I would do is kind of highlight it, overline it with a pencil or whatever, and I would draw something that I could see, and I would just put marker. And usually they turn out really good, like really good, like better than I usually make. And so I did this for that drawing, and it looks pretty nice. So yeah. Next drawing, this is just a mirage of different drawings. Like I'll have like this guy, which I think I scribbled over something and I just drew him over. A lot more of that blue marker that I mentioned. There was a scribble here and I drew over him, drew like a character over it. Different types of hair and stuff. Over here, I was practicing my tooth brim. I'm really good at the tooth brim and pencil, because I could smear the pencil on the teeth and give it like some shade. Here, I was testing it on different types of. I think I just did it alone, and then I drew characters over it, and yeah. And so we got some. This is this page specifically for my green Posca marker. So you got an upside down character. You can see, look at that. If I could show you, like right there. And then you just have different faces, and I think this is the only one that isn't green Posca. And these ones were really fast, as you could see. A lot of the fast ones obviously look rushed. Like I'll just go, I wouldn't really think about it. There's certain mediums that I actually think about it. Like I'll be like, oh, let me do it this way, let me do it that way, But yeah. So next page, I don't know what this one is. Oh yeah, that's more something more specific. So I'm just gonna block it because it's more personal. But what I would do if I had a really bad day at work, I would draw over, I could draw a situation where it was like, oh, I feel bad at work and I wanted to talk about it, and so like, then I would draw a picture with it. This was added after, by the way, but yeah. So whenever I had a bad day at work, I would just be like, or a good day, whatever. It was just a venting thing, to make it seem, not only to make it seem more personal, but also it was the only thing I had on hand that I could draw in, or write in. So I just used that. Here are some more faces that are more unique. There's the amalgamation crayon, more amalgamation crayons in here. A lot of more quick drawings, a lot more drawings from different markers. More specifically like my pen marker, and yeah, a lot of blue marker. A lot of, it's not really different except for like the different faces. Like I like this one. This is my favorite. Here's another one. This was originally an amalgamation crayon page, and then I just went over it with like pen or marker. And next page. Here I just started. This was originally in my break room, my staff lounge, whatever that we call it. I don't know what you call it at work. Tell me in the comments what you call your break room. But yeah, I started drawing different characters. Here's the pen I was talking about. So I would draw characters that are more precise, more better, compared to like something that was scribbled in like 2 seconds. But here I think I was using one of the thick markers. It wasn't the Sharpie I was talking about earlier. I think it was I got a pen set from my sister a year or so ago, so I used that. Here's another kind of full body shot that I use, and this was actually a really good one too. The eyes weren't originally colored in. I colored them in. And I used emotion for this character by giving them like angry eyes. A lot of quick sketches and a lot of blue marker. So yeah, I think I originally sketched this in with the red pen and then, or the red pencil, sorry, and then I went over it with the black marker. Here is just a page of gobbledygook. Not really bad gobbledygook, just more like nonsensical gobbledygook, because I think I was just drawing on here. Here's another edition of the scribble faces, and then we have another blue marker amalgamation. We just got a bunch of stuff, basically. More marker. Look at my ugly cat. Look at that. Look at that cat. Look at that cat. Basically more characters. Another quick sketch character. A lot of these like further on are more quick sketch because I just was really bored and I just had something to do. But yeah. Next page. Okay, so here's when we get interesting. So when I go home from NYC, I would often go on the train during like the summer years or summertime because the bus sucked and I didn't really have time to go on the bus. So I took the train, and what I would do is I think this was on the bus, but anyways, when I was on public transportation, I should just call it public transportation. I would just draw people, and so we have a fine gentleman with headphones. We have a person I saw on the train, or bus, and just I think some of these might have been drawn later, but yeah, there will be another page like this. I think it might be like one or two more pages like this because I would just draw random people on the train. I was really bored. But yeah, this one I got really creative. I drew a long forehead, and so yeah, a lot of blue marker on this page. And if you see really closely, there's a guy right here that I drew in pencil. He's very faint. And then we got some Posca marker, blue marker, a lot of red marker for my work. And so yeah. Here's another thing. Like this eye dude is really cool. And we got some pen, pencil, whatever. Another fast drawn dude. I think he only has one eye. I think this page is just full of like one-eyed folk. We got this dude, and then we got this dude. No direction whatsoever, just two dudes who have one eye. Another big drawing. Is there anything particular on this page? I think just this guy with the long neck, and this guy and this guy, basically. Just spoiled them around the page. I'm trying to think of. I think I had a green marker that I just used. I'm trying to think if I had a green marker. I have a green Posca marker, but this isn't really Posca. This is more like an acrylic marker. Acrylic. It's the marker. It's a marker. But I had a marker. I used some pen for it. And yeah, different characters with different styles. But yeah. Okay, this page is just gobbledygook. I was actually drawing like my signature or my like logo, and then I got bored. Or not bored, I just scribbled over it. I was like, yeah, no, I don't like it. But for future references, I just drew people on them because I got really bored. And so, yeah, really cool. Next page. Hold on, let me drink some coffee. I hope everyone's doing all right. I've gotten way more viewers than I usually do. I usually get like 1 or 2, but today I'm getting 11 with 33 concurrent viewers. Dang, I guess people love sketchbook tours. Oh, one person left. But this page is sideways. Look at that. These were quick sketched as well, but they look more nice, as you can see. But originally I sketched them with pencil, like really quick, and then I put faces, or put green marker over it. We've got this guy, we've got this little tiny person. I should have mentioned that before I ended the sketchbook, like officially in November, I drew over stuff with pen, and yeah. And so, okay. Oh yeah, this is backwards. Yeah. Okay, this page is very faint, but yeah, this is one of those talking about like different pages with different things. Like I would have, and I would have train. This would be the train ride. I would have the specific time at 10:48 p.m. And yeah, I would just draw over with the red the red pencil that I would have for at my work. But yeah, different people on the train ride. It was really nice, and that was in August. So yeah. This is where we end towards the end. We got a big chunk left. But what I was doing was I was drawing over with pen. Like a lot of green. We got green pen. We got some green marker. I think actually thinking about it, I might have had a green marker, but I don't remember. Maybe I threw it out like afterwards. I don't know. But just I don't know if this is like in chronological order or it was just like, hey, I found a page. I'm gonna draw over it. You know. But here's some characters that I drew in like the G4 pens. Oh, we got a chat. I haven't checked the chat in a while. I would check it, but it's like I couldn't really see it. Sketchbook tour, 3 people watching. That's pretty cool. Why don't you show your face? I would, but I like to keep my thing. Hello. Your drawings are really nice. Thank you so much. I'm just drawing y'all. Cool. But anyway, I had to check the chat for a while. I would check the chat on here, but it's not showing. So yeah, marker, pen, yeah. We got some more marker. Went over with pen, so we haven't seen overlay in a while, like I said. But, yeah. We got some marker, pen, yeah. Alright. We have, so I had a pink highlighter that I would go over. And so, yeah, I would just have the pink marker. And then I would have some black marker, too. Blue marker. Let me see if there's anything special on here. This really quick character on the top. Dude, I am sorry. I am filming on a laptop, and it's really hard to film it a little bit. But yeah, this guy right here on top. Yeah, really fast. But yeah, blue marker, just like drawing whatever I could. Another fast character that I would overlay, pinks and greens and whatever. Purple and green. I'm not colorblind. I know it's purple. 4 characters, really nice. Nothing spectacular to say about this page, just a lot. So these faces. For this sketchbook, I used different techniques. Like I would scribble. And this is an example as well. I would draw a character without looking at my page. It's a really good skill to learn when you draw characters. More specifically, if you look at a person and you're like, oh, I'm going to draw this person without looking at it, like looking at them. And that's what I would do. So this is one character that's an example of that. We got pink. We got some pink Posca marker, drawing over pink Posca marker. People with no eyes. Blue markers. Hand. There's we got a non-OC character right here. Sorry, non-original character. But yeah, we have a drawing that's a hand. I usually draw my hand spiky. But yeah, next page. This one I did really weird. Like there would be different markers that I would go over. Like this one's really weird because I would go over it with like regular like water-based marker, and then I would put with like pink Posca, and then I used to tie a lot of things to noses. I don't know what the hell is that a moose? When did I draw? When did I draw that? Like seriously. We got some characters. This page is a heavy example of overlay that I use in my drawings. But yeah, we got all this, and then another rant page. That's kind of like, or not rant. I shouldn't call it rant. I should call it venting page. So if you haven't been here when I explained it, basically it's when I feel sad or mad or whatever. If I feel happy, I would just like draw in a picture, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, this is what I feel about this and that and this and that and this and that. And so, yeah. It's mostly on nights where I feel really stressed out. But here's some more drawings. I focused more on like compact eyes. Not compact, what do they call it? Yeah. But not just these single dots. Originally I used to draw with like circles and then a dot. But now I draw with just a dot. So having these characters who have like glasses is really nice. So yeah. I think actually I started drawing people on the train, and then I just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna draw anybody. So I was bored in the NOIC break room, and so I just drew random stuff. So I drew a water bottle, I drew a soda. I am not really good at still life, I apologize. And then we got this marshmallow. I think this might be someone, I don't know who they are. I think they might be an employee, I don't know. More blue marker, and then some black pen. We got some more marker. This guy's really wobbly. A lot of fast drawing on this. And so, yeah, pretty cool. More marker overlay. Got a Posca marker. I should have done this more. Having like Posca marker with red marker over it. It's really cool. Blue pen, green marker, yeah, stuff like that. I'm gonna take a quick break and check the comments. Like I said, I would check comments, but got 2 people watching. Let's see. Okay, you're trying. How long have you been drawing? I've been drawing ever since I was in elementary school, basically. There was this girl who inspired me to draw. Her name's Annalise. I don't know if she was in my like elementary school, and she had like a sketchbook on hand when she was in recess, and I would draw she would draw like amazing. And so it was just really, really nice. And then I started drawing. I started having like really, really, really good pen. Like I think I started painting like not professionally, but like amateur in an amateur style in 2020 when the pandemic started. And from there to like 2023, I was in an art craze. Like I just loved art, whatever. 2024, I took like a time off 2024 to like early 2025, I took time off because I was just like, what's the whole point of this? I don't have any interest in art. And then I started drawing again once I started getting my new job at the Museum of Ice Cream. And so I just started drawing and stuff. I've been drawing about the 4th grade, and we started about the same time. Alright, these give me fairy tale vibes. True. How many sketchbooks have you filled? Only 3 at this point. Like I said, I'm not really a sketchbook person, or I really wasn't a sketchbook person. All I would do is I would have a portfolio, because I was really, like, during that 3-4 year span of time, I would be obsessed with, like, setting a portfolio for college, because that was my major thing, was going into like a big art college and being able to do art as a living. I'm not really into doing art right now as a big thing. It's more of a hobby for me, because 1, it's just art college is a lot. 2, I'm not really as good as like other people in art college, and 3, it's kind of like they make too little, I swear. So yeah. Oh my god, drawing during the pandemic is so real. True. I started high school during that time. It was kind of like, and that was like when I really discovered that community of autistic people. For those who don't know, I am autistic, and I originally found a community for autism, and I just started drawing stuff for autism. Like, granted, it was just puzzle pieces. I didn't really understand it was an infinity piece, but infinity symbol. But I was really big into being like, hey, I'm an autistic artist, and this is how I feel. During that time, I was really big into being like, hey, I'm autistic, and this is how I feel about my life. And yeah, that's what I've been really feeling. But anyway, I will pause the comments for a short time, because we gotta finish this. We're almost done. I will probably talk to comments for a short while. Any questions that you guys might have, I will read them over, because I'd love to read them. But yeah, I gotta finish this. So we got these characters. Good talking to you guys. Like I said, I don't really get that many viewers. I usually only get like 2, maybe. I'll get some person that's just like, yeah, I'm in here. They leave, and I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna continue drawing. So I know these sketchbook tours get a lot of fucking viewership. They get a lot of viewership. So I'm just like, and I just finished the sketchbook. So yeah. Okay, anyway, back to what we were doing. Marker. We got a lot of overlay. A lot of green marker. I think I might have had a green marker. I keep on saying it. I might have had a green marker. I think I had a green marker. We got a blue pen. We got blue marker. We got Posca marker, green. Posca marker over green marker. Well, green marker. Green marker. Green marker. Blue pen. Here's some filling in the pages. So yeah, the middle. If you look in the middle, it's really dead. Like I didn't really do any more sketches. It was just really dead. But now I'm really filling it in, because I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta finish the sketchbook. But yeah, and we have marker, more marker. Okay, so this is my favorite thing to draw on a face. Teeth. I love teeth. I love drawing teeth. Eyes, I hate drawing eyes. I love drawing teeth. Because that was the one thing I actually knew how to do in hyperrealism, or not real, more like realism, is teeth. I love drawing teeth. So I would draw a lot of teeth. Put a lot of green marker, pen overlay. Okay, here's a crazy page. I drew this guy with realistic eyes, and he kind of looks creepy, doesn't he? I was actually trying to draw like a bottle, and yeah, just like a lot of fast drawings. Like I said, trying to fill in space, so it didn't just look like I had a lot of negative space in my drawing. Here's some more drawings that I drew in the on the train. There's some that are from the train, and then there's some that are just like, hey, I'm just gonna randomly draw on a page because I just feel so bored and I got nothing to do. Then I started sketching people in my. Then I started sketching people in my staff lounge, like just people that I saw. A lot of empty blank pages that I started drawing on it. So yeah, more overlay, big eyes, a lot of different type of eyes we've seen, a lot of swirly noses, but yeah, stuff like that. Then yeah, there's a lot of like Posca ink blotting on this, Posca blotting, whatever you call it. Coffee? Type yes in the comments if you like coffee. But we've got different characters. We've got this guy with big eyes. I actually like this. So there's a certain couple of characters that I actually like on this book, in this sketchbook, and this is one of them. The guy with the big eyes. It's like an ink blot, but yeah. Then usually when I have ink blots of like Posca markers, I will add to them. Like with this guy, I have a face with it, and I went over. This is another favorite. I think this one has the most favorites, with 2. This guy that looks like Gru. We got a lot of these, a lot of chesting the smiling. Sketch page. This is also one of my favorite pages, mainly, and there's another favorite character of mine, this guy. But yeah, you could see the, I think this is the only page with like storytelling in it, because you'll have these two looking at them. These two looking at this guy, and they're like, oh, this guy looks weird. Oh, what is this guy doing? And he's just like, hi, you know. So we've got a lot of Posca overlay. We got some marker over it, and yeah, marker, pen, whatever. We got a fast sketch with these. My other sketchbook that I'm currently doing is big with this, just like fastly doodling. Doodle. I think there's a difference. I think doodle is like you have a plan, and then sketch is like you don't have a plan and you're just winging it. But then we have these. This guy is like I drew that guy. One of the up to the knee guys that I've been drawing. I usually draw that because I'm really bad at shoes. But yeah, I draw Homer Simpson shoes. That's like, you know, it's really fun. A lot of these markers, I love that. So for the whole sketchbook, I've been like having them go down, like doing different angles. Mainly because I'm trying to test like how to do them more, like because it's really like it's really hard. And also I've been training it because like back in like I said, the art era of like 2020 to 2024, like I was really bad at angles. Like it would just be like straight, and then the hands would be all janky, and it would be like this. And so learning different angles with different faces is really good. But yeah, here's a good page. I did a funny meme on the corner. My mom's kind of homeless. If anybody knows that meme, you are a god. But we have speaking of the angles, this is what I was talking about. Just like downwards, like using creative line techniques. Creative line techniques? Am I selling this? I don't know. But like I'll use like an upward and then like a downward and then, you know, like a straight up and then a straight down. And here's a couple of, I used the G4 pen I talked about, just like smooth as a baby's bottom. And they, yeah. So, this was originally a my brain's lagging. I was using a pencil for this, and then I went over with the G4 pen. By the way, if you ever want a really good pen, and if you're a pen artist, so I would suggest using the G4 gel pen. Those are really good. But yeah, don't mind the stain on this. I was probably eating something. We always get meals when we work, so might have smeared something on it. But yeah, different fast-paced characters, loving the pen. Yeah. Actually, thinking about this character in the corner right here, this guy, he's a really underrated character. I'm just gonna say that for sure, because I actually like the style I did him. But yeah, overlay, yeah, just the usual I've been talking about. Pencil. This is what I was talking about with the detail. For those who don't know, I was really skilled in pencil. Well, not really skilled in pencil. Like, I couldn't draw hyperrealism, but I could draw teeth, because that was my original like type of thing that I would draw. Then we have marker, we have pen, we have pencil, stuff like that. Here's another one of those sketch drawings that I was talking about. Don't worry, y'all, we're almost done. We got the sketch pencil. We got this guy with the open mouth, and then they just drew randomly on it. But yeah, one of those scribble type drawings. This page is kind of weird because I just went over it with like pen. I think I was just crazy one day. Like I said, the more blue. Cause I think I just went over one day. And then this guy, I actually like the drawing with the hair on this. I think every 5 pages I should look at the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat, y'all. Let's see what's going on. All right. Oh my God. What's your favorite thing to draw with? Pencil. I love drawing with pencil. Love these colors. Thank you. I love blue pen marker because it's really sentimental to me. I love blue marker. A lot of pencils. I mostly draw with pencils because you can erase those. But yeah, that's really cool. Anyways, marker. Oh, another one of those vent pages where I was just like, oh, this is my life and this is how I'm feeling today. I think that day it's not really personal, it's just like, oh yeah, I can't wait to sleep in tomorrow. And then this is one different because I was looking at the up view. Up view. What the hell was that? But I was drawing faces with them. So, look at that. Looks very nice. Next page. Marker. So yeah, some of them look like fish. That was not intended. I just, got really bored. I was gonna say that there's certain characters. I was gonna interlude for a sec. There are certain characters that I draw constantly in these books. Either it's because I wouldn't say they're more OCs. It's just more like, hey, I have drawn this character 2 million times. Let me draw in my sketchbook. So that's what I would often do in my sketchbooks. I would just have, oh, this character, I drew him several times, but I'm gonna still have him because, I like drawing them. Whew, 3 chat ready. Goddamn. I think I drew this in Salem. That is my my tradition. Always, if I ever go to Salem, there is one year where I'll draw a witch. For those who don't know, I live like 10 minutes away from Salem, so I just, draw a couple witches. Some markers, some stuff. And then we've got this pumpkin. I think I drew this for Halloween, actually. I think this witch might have been. Oh, we forgot a page. Oh, sorry about that. More marker over pencil. I I don't know why I should just. I'm gonna go over every page. That's the thing. I'm gonna go over every page. But we have some marker characters over here. We got some blue marker, black marker, green marker, whatever. And they look really nice, don't they? A lot with the hair. My big thing is the turtleneck sweater. I love turtlenecks. So, yeah. This guy's more loose, though. Okay, pumpkin. Back to the pumpkin. This was for Halloween. This was originally drawn in pencil. Then I went over it. And then you get some badly drawn demons over here. But I just got bored. Don't mind the hand placement. That's just really bad. This is a dual side page one, but it's basically just. This was around Halloween, so I just like drew a lot of like demons, like a lot of Halloween stuff, and I drew some. Oh no, that's hair. I was to say I was drew something for Christmas, but it's not. It's not. A lot of blue marker, a lot of hair practice, as you could see. But yeah, a lot of hair. Another dual side page one. I think I just drew in Posca marker one day. Yeah, like a lot of curly hair, a lot of noses. I started practicing in the bows. I'm really good at the bows. Yeah, this sketchbook was heavy with bows. I love bows. Bows. Another scribble drawing. Like I said, I love scribble drawings. I will do them as much as I can. More stuff in Posca marker. A lot of ink blotting at the bottom. I should have done something with that. Yeah. Here's some more like. Okay, so I was working one day and I just started doing stuff. Like we got a spoon, and then we got this, and then we got a dude eating a hippopotamus. Really funny things, I think. And then this one, I try to do unique characters. This one is kind of like it's a Siamese twin with 2 heads. All Siamese twins have 2 heads, obviously. But, and then I have this character, and then I have this character, just a bunch of, I actually like this one too. But yeah. This was another page where I just, I did blind drawings where I just, drew over, and then, yeah. But this time I went over with marker, and then I drew a character in pen, but, yeah. More drawing. I think this was more on the train as well. This was on the train. It wasn't really a big thing. It was just more like, hey, I'm going to draw on the train, you know? So, yeah. This one, if you're a really big fan of my art, you would know that I had a style before this. So basically it was just like I drew like a circle, then I drew like 2 things over it, drew like eyelids over them, and then that was basically my style for a short while. That was like 2022 to 2023. That's when I drew that like that. But then I started going to different styles. There were some shorter than others. But yeah, as an artist, you just figure out your style. For my style right now, I just have like a big nose. This one's just a blob. Yeah. Here's another full character, a full body. Here's a bust. I love busts. I really do. I love doing busts of characters. But as you can see, I do the Homer shoes. Really funny. More quickly sketched characters. Blue marker. Yeah. Just usual. Big ink blotch. I think I was drawing something on it. I don't know. But this page isn't really that much. It's just like, oh, I'm testing my markers and stuff. If any of you like testing your markers, type yes in the chat. We got different types of characters. We used pencil for this, pencil and pen. Quickly sketched blue Posca markers, and then during this page I was going like backwards and drawing different characters in blue Posca marker. But yeah. Next page we have, I actually like this character. It's kind of like swirls and yeah, kind of like that Coraline style of like deep swirls and stuff. Blue Posca marker. Drew like a character in this with like the G4 marker. I love that. Then we got this dude and this dude. I mean, he looks really cool. And then more stuff. I think during the end of the sketchbook, I was really like drawing like different types of faces. I was like testing. But yeah. So, and then more faces, but this time it's in the G4 pen. Looks really cool, as you can see. This is a pencil, in pencil, and then we have we got different styles. So there's some OCs that I don't really have in that like particular like style of like a large nose and like this type of style, basically. And so this is one of them. But yeah, drew Bride of Frankenstein, and yeah. Okay, here's a quickly scratched one. Here's like a face I did. I drew one of my coworkers. But yeah, I actually like this dude. Look at this dude. I drew that. That's really cool. I drew someone with braces. I think I should do that more. Have more characters with braces. Because braces are is one of the easiest, hardest things to do. Because it's like dot line, basically. But yeah. A lot of that G4 marker, G4 pen I was talking about, really good. They're very cheap. You can find them at CVS or whatever. They're really good. And then for the last page, I tried to do something special. It's like this demon drawing thing. I did this when I was bored at a Starbucks near my work, and yeah, that was pretty cool. And here it is. There's the end. But yeah, that is it. There's the end. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I think I've done a really good job with this. Like I said, this was from summer to like the end of November. So, or start of November. Actually, no, it was the start of November. But it was really cool to see everyone today, because like I said, I don't really get that many viewers. Like, I'll only get like 1 or 2 per stream, and seeing 31 people today is really cool. Before I leave, I want to answer some questions. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But I'm actually going to look at the chat right now, see if there's any questions. Let's see. The abstract art field. So this shit's so bad. All right, dude. Love the colors, love the shading. Honestly, pencil is really good drawing. Yeah, seriously, drawing's really good. So, art can look different for everyone, you know. True. It's unique and special. I love the abstract art feel. Funny about that, I was actually really good at abstract art. That was the main thing I did when I was younger, was abstract art. I was really good at it. Like, really good at it. I had an abstract thing, because it was like, oh, you know, even before 2020, when I was like 4 years old, I was doing abstract art. Like if you looked at my art when I was 4 years old, you'd be like, what the hell were you on, Samantha? Like, what were you on? So I was really big into abstract art. Abstract in the sense of like, oh, I don't really have a plan for it. It was just more of like different kinds of concepts, you know. Yeah. So, hello everyone. It's good. But yeah, it was nice seeing you all. Is there anybody who actually has any last questions before I... that was a good tour for your sketchbook. Don't stop drawing. Thank you so much. I'm not... That's really impressive. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone, honestly. Please follow my TikTok. I do a lot of art on there. I don't usually go on my Instagram. Like, I haven't gone on my Instagram since, like, April. I recently posted on there. It was, like, a painting. I might do, like, a TikTok on that. But, yeah. I do YouTube because I can't really... I have to... I don't really have enough for TikTok. For TikTok Live. I'd love to do TikTok Lives because people could see them. But, yeah. I got a whole sketchbook. It's really cool. I actually finished the sketchbook. Yeah. But yeah, it was nice seeing everyone. I hope you all can go to the next stream. But yeah, it was nice seeing everyone. Have a good day. It was really nice to see everyone. Hope you have a good day, night, whatever. All right. See you, everyone.